Hey there, if you're living in Illinois and you're looking for a little help with your dog, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through how to find a fantastic local trainer, step by step.
So, here's what we'll cover. First, we'll talk about why being in Illinois actually matters for dog training. Then, we'll figure out how to match the right training to your specific dog. After that, we'll decode all those letters after a trainer's name, cover how to make your final choice, and wrap up with some really great places to put all those new skills to the test.
All right, first things first. Why are we even talking about Illinois specifically? Well, it might not seem like a big deal, but where you live really does shape the kind of training your dog needs to thrive.
I mean, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? The skills your dog needs for a busy Chicago sidewalk are totally different than what they'll need on a quiet hiking trail out in the suburbs. Think about your daily life here. A great trainer in Illinois is going to prepare your dog for these exact kinds of situations. We want them to be cool and confident whether you're at a farmer's market or just walking past a busy cafe.
Okay, so keeping our local environment in mind, the next step is to get really specific. Before you even start searching for a trainer, you have to figure out what kind of help you and your dog actually need. And I mean, really think about this for a second. What's the main goal here? Are you dealing with a tough behavior problem, or are you just getting started with a brand new puppy? Knowing the answer is going to point you in the right direction.
You've got to connect the issue to the right kind of training. So for something like leash pulling, that falls under basic obedience. But if your dog is fearful or reactive, you're looking at behavior modification, and that's a much more specialized skill set.
And then there's the question of where the training happens. In-home training is amazing because you can tackle problems right where they occur, like a dog that goes wild when the doorbell rings. On the other hand, group classes are perfect for practicing focus with all the distractions of other dogs and people around.
Now for part 3, decoding trainer credentials. This can feel like trying to read alphabet soup, I know, but understanding what these letters mean is honestly your best bet for making sure you're hiring a real expert. One of the most important things to look for is a trainer's philosophy. The gold standard today is positive reinforcement. It's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see, which builds a really strong, trusting bond with your dog, instead of using fear or intimidation. So here's some of the main certifications you'll see. A CPDTK is a fantastic standard for general training and obedience. But if you're dealing with more serious issues like aggression or severe anxiety, you really want to look for a specialist with those advanced credentials, like a CBCC or an IAABC certification. And here's why those letters matter so much. The state of Illinois doesn't have any kind of official licensing for dog trainers. Anybody can print a business card. So professional certifications are pretty much the only way you can verify that a trainer is truly committed to their education and to high professional standards. All right, so you figured out what your dog needs, and you know what kind of credentials to look for. Now it's time for the fun part, actually choosing your trainer. So let's talk about cost for a minute. Just to give you a quick baseline, a single private lesson in Illinois is probably going to run you somewhere between $100 and $200. And here's a bigger breakdown of the average costs. As you can see, group classes are usually the most affordable option. Then you have things like board and train programs, which are a much bigger investment. And it's good to remember that prices in Chicago and the suburbs are almost always going to be higher than in other parts of the state. So what's the plan of attack? It's pretty simple, really. First, you find a few trainers who use positive methods. Then you get them on the phone for a quick chat. You ask them the right questions, and then you just choose the one who feels like the best fit for you and your dog. And when you get them on that call, these are the questions you want to have ready. I'd pay special attention to how they answer the one about customizing a plan for your Illinois lifestyle. And you definitely want to know how they're going to measure your dog's progress along the way. Okay, last section. Remember, the training sessions with your professional, that's just the start. The real magic happens when you start using these new skills out in the real world. I mean, the whole reason we're doing this is to enjoy life with our dogs more, right? So try to think of practice not as homework, but as a chance to get out, have some fun, and really make those new skills stick. And we've got some incredible places to practice here in Illinois. You can work on your dog's recall at Montrose Dog Beach, build their focus on the trails at Starved Rock, or practice calm behavior around all the action in Grant Park. These places are basically perfect real-world training grounds. In the end, putting in this effort with your dog just opens up your world together. A well-behaved dog makes everything better, whether you're just hanging out at home, walking through your neighborhood, or heading out to explore one of our amazing state parks. Wishing you the best of luck on your training journey.